Hey folks, it's Tom at FrugalPrepper. So I went to the foot doctor today to get some new custom orthotic insert. I have the high arches and they checked my feet and they still have just a touch of arthritis in the one foot. They did some x-rays, but they don't hurt at all. And just a touch of little tiny bit of neuropathy. Nothing like I used to have as far as neuropathy. So I'm across the street from my old working place. I used to work in this building right here. This was the absolute worst job I ever had. I hated it here. And I came here to work here so that I could see doctors because they had great health insurance. And I got endocrinologists and cardiologists and gastroenterologists and all these doctors. And they made me, I had diabetic nutritionists, and they made me fatter and sicker than I've ever been in my life. All their stupid ass recommendations, all their insulins that they put me on, 300 units a day, they made me sick. And now I just eat meat. I've lost weight. I feel great. I can walk everywhere. But this is a really, really crappy place to work. But this is Wilson Memorial Hospital. Now it's called Wilson Health. They built a new section over here. This is where the birthing center is. The birthing center is actually really nice and they do a good job. And I think the emergency room was nice. I had to take my son there once. But this was just a complete waste of 3 years of my life working here. I was here when they built this professional building. Clear back over here. See if we can see it. Yeah, you can. So I was here when they built that professional building. And I remember putting in the networking and the switches and everything for that. How crazy is that? I actually enjoyed the work. I enjoyed doing the switching and networking and routing. But a lot of it was just impossible situations. Like there's nobody to get a hold of the doctors and coordinate everything. And then you'd still get in trouble for not getting the job done, but you couldn't get the resources you needed to schedule network downtime to do the work. So, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I used to have to walk in from this parking lot every day. I used to always have to walk in from this parking lot every single day. But used to end up like parking not even here, farther on down. But kind of crazy. And there's a bunch of people pulling out. These hospitals are busy places. Yeah. So I used to always park out here. Man, I'm so glad that I'm done with this job. This job sucked so bad. It's the worst job I ever had in my life. I was miserable. I had to drive an hour and 15 minutes each way to get here. And I hated it. I just hated it. But you can see the whole hospital back there behind me. I'm gonna turn around. I can't go on too long of a walk right now. I gotta get back to work. But yeah. So this place, going to all these doctors and specialists, it was nice because I could just get up from my desk and walk over and go to my doctor's appointment, But they made me fatter and sicker than I've ever been in my life. They were killing me. I was about to freaking die. But now I'm done with this shithole. Oh my gosh. It makes me so happy to be done with them. But yeah. Good old Wilson Memorial Hospital. I had questions during my interview. So my best friend, one of my best friends, was my boss. And he was good. But he had the same IT director as I did. So he was limited in what he could do. I was limited by what I could do. And then you're just constantly like, well, why haven't you gotten this done? Like, because you haven't worked with the doctors to find out a time I could take the network down, and they won't talk to me. Doctors are assholes when it comes to IT. They are just terrible to deal with. The emergency department, they're good people and they do good work, but they're butt heads when it comes to doing IT stuff for them. I remember one time they called and said that they were down. It was affecting patient care because they couldn't print. So I ran over here to look at what was wrong with the printer, and it was broken. Well, you know, you have to wait for the person to come out and fix it, which is what I told him on the phone. Well, I'm like, well, we can set you to print somewhere else. All right. Oh, well, set us to print there. And there's another printer that they already have set up on their computer that they can pick, that they can print to. And it's around the freaking corner, like 20 feet away. This is at 3 in the freaking morning. Crazy people. Crazy. Don't ever, if you're in IT, you don't want to work for a hospital. I know that much. All right, I'm gonna walk back over here to my car, and that's the door I used to go in every day right there. I used to work in this building over here, and it sucked. It was the crappiest job I ever had. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper.